fun. We're going to get you a little bit of cheese-punch Kensington now. Cracking, we're jumping on and go on all pretty. Jake, show what fun's all about. Sometimes I stay up, resting in my bathtub. Sometimes I call it a drug. Sometimes I wish that my life could build a castle. Sometimes I wish things fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. The world is still not shown, but I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? I don't know anymore. Wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use some friends for a change. Some nights I'm scared you'll forget me again. Some nights I go within. But I still wake up, I can see your ghost. But I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Let's have a party all night long, all night long. Let's have a party all night.
let's have a party all night long. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep it going, polka time. We'd like to send this one out for our good friend Helga Leonard here in the house with us today. And we're going to do a tune for you right now, available off of our And the Road Begins CD. Here we go. One called the Congratulations Polka.
What's her name? Once he told me, as soon as I come in, she says, I seen her on Facebook, she said, flying solo. I just say, oh, she left.
The Congratulations Polka. All right. Let's go Obedic time for you right now. Obedic for all the Obedic dancers, and also want to send us out for all the whiskey drinkers in the house. Randy, this one's for you. Regardless of what the title says, this is really about drinking whiskey. Here we go for you off our Dance Out Live recording. This one called A Bottle of Red Obedic. That's one called The Bottle of Red Old Betty. Thank you. Hey, we've got a very special dedication for this next tune. My good friends Big Dan and Marsha are in the house with us today. Big round of applause for Big Dan and Marsha. You know, Big Dan's party was the pinnacle of Seven Springs every year, and I was fortunate enough to be able to play it several times along with the DynaBrass playing the very last Big Dan's party. You know, Dan and Marsha always ask for one song by the DynaBrass. And so we're going to do this as a special dedication to our good friends, Big Dan and Marsha. Here's a Jeff Malechko original, one called Tonight's the Night. Hold on.
Yeah.
She says
for Big Dan and Marsha, one called Tonight's the Night. All right, we're going to get a medley of tunes together for you right now. Just a couple of tunes, back to back. How's that sound? Sounds like a good plan?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, here we go for you right now. This is one we call another good old polka medley. We're going to cut into it kind of in the middle. $2 polka and Stormy Clouds. Here we go. Waltz in Stormy Clouds. Thank you. All right, we're going to slow it down to waltz time for you right now. Give the waltz dancers a chance out on the floor. We'll feature Chris on the vocal on this one. Off of our And the Road Begins CD, we'll feature Chris on the vocal. It's one we call An Accordion Started to Play.
Well, that cleared the dance floor. I promise it won't be that bad.
Thank you, off of our And the Road Begins CD. That's Chris on the vocal. An Accordion Started to Play.
Hi. Okay, hi. How you doing?
We want to send the tune out especially for Kathy here from Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
This is a replacement. And because you're angelic, Father,
Yeah, sorry, we don't have the one that you asked for, but hopefully you'll like this one. It's off of our latest recording. Chase on the vocal for you. Here we go. It's called Angel of the Night. All right, we're ready now. We're ready. Here we go. Angel of the Night.
You walked in the door, all my senses gone. You went down the darkest dark, and you knew right from wrong. And close the time, you're by my side. You looked around and said, "The beautiful, I'm empty glass, I can't get on now with you." And it's a crying shame, I hate it and today. You took my heart and threw the dark sky. And it's a burning sin if I never see again. The voice of these on the side, by your love. One night it hurt my eyes, it hurting in my ears. The thing that goes that you would know, so you can see. No tears blind, no sacrifice, no live under well. Just move road that you went, going back to hell. And it's a crying shame, like you had today. You took my heart and there's a dark sky. And it's a burning sin if I never see again. The Lord when He's on my side, my angel of the night. I've been through this so much, turning on the floor. But the time that you belong to me, my heart is beating so hard. I think I'm sad, a little sad, and feel good right now. If I ever heard me alone, I would have to know. And it's a crying shame, I didn't even catch your name. You took my heart and there was dark sky. And it's a burning sin, I never see again. The Lord will be on the side, fighting your love. And it's a crying shame, I didn't even catch your name. You took my heart and there was dark sky. And it's a burning sin, I never see again. The Lord will be on the side, fighting your love.
Thank you all for our latest CD. That's one called Angel of the Night. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, let's get another polka in for you. We'll flip-flop things around just a little bit. We want to do one, put crystal work on the vocal for you right now. Here's another tune off that latest recording off the All In CD. Reminding you again that we do have all the CDs right up front. So stop on up. We'd love to have you take some of our music home with you. Here we go. One called Rollin' Along.
keep rolling on. So bring on the trouble, bring every trouble. My mind is before you. I always wanted that my reason why, but my love got put up for you. What's gonna happen? Still gonna happen. The one that you want. This one is broken, while this is broken. Still just keep rolling on. Thank you. There's Chris on one called Rolling Along. All right, Obedic time coming your way. We'll let you send us out to our good friend Patty and Richie Coyce here in the house with us. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out today. Instrumentally, one called the Stevens Point. Obedic. Alright, we're gonna go up polka time. We got a polka or two, a waltz coming your way. Plenty of more music here throughout the afternoon up until 6 o'clock.
anybody know when the next dance is here? Is there a schedule around anything else? Happy to do the PSA if you can give me the info. All right, we're going to feature Chase on the vocal here. One originally done by the Dynastics out of Detroit. And the DynaBrass is also out of the Detroit, Michigan area originally. Here's one from Detroit City. Take another look.
Happiness of everybody's dream. But now and then the dark cloud passes by. We all need each other's help to see us through. Because we know that we can fly. Oh, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at the heart. Well, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. All the life living stables one by one. Until it's not dead and good as a star. There's nothing like here that only yesterday. There's nothing for us to be alive. There's nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. Oh, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. Around the world there is no place to be. Can't get along. Deep in your heart you'll find the one and only dream. Sometimes you think you're wrong for sure. There is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. Oh, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. Oh, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart. Oh, there is nothing we can do together. Take another look at your heart.
Thank you. That's one called Take Another Look. All right. We'd like to remind you that the next dance here at the Kinloch Fire Hall is coming up on Saturday, June 17th. That's with the Cosmics Band. The music will be on that Saturday from 5 until 9 p.m. right here at the Kinloch Fire Hall. Plenty of great music throughout the remainder of the year. The Zolkas 7, and then of course that dance with the band To Be Determined coming up at the end of November. They've got flyers at the door, and I know that Chris and Sandy and Emma, they appreciate your support as we do as well. Thank you for coming out today, and we hope that you have a great time the rest of this afternoon. We're going to go waltz time for you right now off of our all-in recording. There's Chase on the vocal once again. It's called The Beautiful Tennessee Waltz. Hey, we want to send this out especially for Dave and the Buccaneer fans here with us today. Here we go, waltz time, the Tennessee Waltz.
sit my darling to the Tennessee walk when an old friend I happened to see. Introduced it to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friends told my sweetheart that I remember the night and the Tennessee walk. Didn't know just how much I had lost. Yes, I lost my darling. Now the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee walk. Now I wonder how the Tennessee walk could have broken my heart so completely. And I couldn't, my darling, and who could have fallen in love with my darling so sweet? Well, it must be the fault of the Tennessee walk, which I know just how much it will cost. It's over, but the crying and it all out to the wall. To the Tennessee wall, and I feel like I'm falling around. It's stronger than thinking, and it's deeper than sorrow. The darkness you left me. I remember the night and the Tennessee wall, but I know just how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling. Now the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee walk. Thank you, that's Jason on the vocal off our latest CD, one called The Tennessee Walk. Alright, instrumental vocal time coming up for you right now. We're going to stay with that latest recording. Here's one featuring Chris on accordion. This is actually a famous song for an accordionist from Finland, from the country of Finland. That's where we found this tune, or where it originates from. Here we go off our latest. It's called the Soccer Garden Polka.
latest release. That's one called the Saki Yarlin Polka. Or we're going to do another one from that CD for you right now. And this one we found, it's Polska Disco tune that we turned into a polka. Here's one called Maju Polka off our latest CD. Is everybody having a good time this afternoon? We are as well. Thank you so much for coming out this afternoon, and we hope you're enjoying the music. Don't forget, music till 6 right now. Polka time, Maju. Here we go, one called Maju Polka. Thank you. Alright, here we go. Chase on the vocal. And don't forget they're doing a 50-50 raffle. It looks like 50-50 raffle, correct? Share the wealth. I can't hear you or see your sign, so. They're selling raffle tickets. See the girls at the back if you're interested. Here we go for you. One last tune for set number 2. Another one off of our all-in recording. It's called Please Be Near Me, oh God. Thank you very much. You have been listening to the DynaBrass. We're going to take a short intermission for you right now, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Thank you all.